Donnie and Dolly. The team is supported by ableauctions.ca. Closing your business? We can help.
Crazy Friday, and all of today's guests, including Ryan Rigmaiden, new GM of the BC Lions, standing by. Brought to you by the Bayside Oceanfront Resort. Get ready for winter with a stay at the Bayside Oceanfront Resort. This season, they're offering 25% off their best available rate all winter long on weekday stays with a minimum 2-night booking. Whether it's a cozy coastal getaway or a serene retreat, don't miss this exclusive offer. Call them at 250-248-8333 or visit us at BaysideResortParksville.com to book your event today. Rick Campbell has left the BC organization. Yep. The Lions have given the Edmonton Elks permission to talk to Rick about their vacant head coaching position. Meanwhile, after the Grey Cup, the Lions, after Rick Campbell's departure, named Ryan Rigmaiden, who had been with the organization, as their new general manager. And we're pleased to have Ryan join us now. Thanks for doing this, sir. How are you?
I'm excellent. How are you guys?
Good. Very well. What's your reaction to landing this job?
It's a bit surreal. It's something I've been working my entire life for. So, I always wanted to be here. I think as you grow in your career, you wonder where these opportunities are going to come from. And it's such a special place for me being a Washington State guy and starting my career here. So it's been an exciting 48 hours, 72 hours here, and we're already rolling.
And before we get into the job at hand, Ryan, before we get into that, you mentioned Washington State. Where's home for you? Is it Spokane, I believe?
Yeah, Spokane's where I'm from. We moved out to North Carolina about 13 years ago, and so we're in Pinehurst, North Carolina.
Well, the football environment in Spokane and even North Carolina, what kind of a effect did that have on your life?
Yeah, I mean, actually, it was really positive. I love Spokane, love growing up there. Obviously, the football there is very, very good, and football in the Northwest is fantastic. Logistically, I think it was a much better move just in terms of I can drive 5 hours north or south and hit 100 really, really good schools versus 8 to 10 being in Spokane. So there's a lot more mileage to cover on the West Coast, especially in the Northwest. Things are a little bit more dense out east, and so logistically, it was a better football decision. And then, we'd move there because my wife's family is from there. And we wanted to have the grandparents backup plan and have that support. So it was a great move for us.
Okay, so you've been with the Lions twice, director of player personnel, other positions, also with the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Who are some of the players? Who are some of the gems that you uncovered through the years in that position?
Sure. Gems, I don't know. It's always going to be a team effort. I don't want to take personal for all of it, but TJ Lee, Cream Smith, Stanley Franks, John Jennings, in Winnipeg, Kenny Lawler, Janarian Grant, some of these guys. So it was always a team effort. Again, I'm not trying to make myself the center of attention with my resume, but we've had a good run in both places and happy to be here with BC.
Do you ever look at a player in that situation and go, what the heck? Why is he not in the NFL?
Always. I think there's 5 or 10 players on every CFL roster that could make a 53 right now. Usually there's some mitigating factor that prevented them from doing that, but also most of them have had that shot as well. But as you guys know, there's more players going from our league to the NFL than they've ever been. I think Cameron Wake really kicked that off before my time here, but a proud BC Lion, and anytime I bumped into him in Miami, he always saw the BC logo, came up and said hello, even though he was before my time. So our players are excellent. These guys are elite athletes, and the NFL is amazing, and we want to give everybody that opportunity, but couldn't be happier with the talent that's up here.
Hey, Ryan, last year was obviously disappointing, the Grey Cup here, 9 losses, last 13 games. Well, what did you see was wrong? Like, why did they lose so much in the second half? And they were 5-1 at one point. What happened?
Yeah, I think we're consistently inconsistent. And, I said the other day, as good as we played at times, especially when we were 5-1, I don't think we ever played a complete game in all 3 phases. You look at some of the big wins that we had, Montreal on the road, we still had 4 turnovers in that game. So we rarely played a clean game. And there's a variety of reasons for that. Injuries, poor play, coaching, all this stuff is a factor. So we've got to get mentally tougher. We've got to get physically tougher. We've got to be able to overcome some adversity and push on. And the consistently great teams in this league do that. So we've got to get better with that. With the impending coaching hire here, we feel like that person, whoever it is going to be able to set the tone and bring the kind of toughness and tenacity that we need.
What are you looking for in a new coach? What does he have to have before you guys hire him? Yeah,
leadership, accountability, and toughness. Those are my 3 pillars of being a coach. So they've got to be able to lead. There's got to be a buy-in factor for the players. They've got to be able to hold them accountable. These players need to know that they have to perform. And if they don't, there's consequences to that. I think the best players consistently over time play very, very well when there's a little bit of fear that if they don't perform well, they're going to have to deal with those consequences. So toughness, again, mental and physical toughness is something that we've got to do. Frankly, that's been a weakness for ours for about a year and a half, and we've got to get better with that.
All right, so new coach is on your list, to-do list, but also trading Vernon Adams. Talk a little bit, has that process started, and what kind of haul can you get back for this guy, Ryan?
Yeah, it has. Calls started coming in right after our press conference. We're going to go through that process. I think you guys have heard me say VA is a special player to me, both personally and professionally. Me being from Spokane, he played at Eastern Washington. I've seen him grow up from 19, 20 years old to the man and leader and quarterback that he is today. In terms of the haul, we're going to do what's best for the club, and we're going to get the best offer possible. He's a tremendous player. There's always going to be a market for really, really good quarterbacks.
What can you tell us about your belief in Nathan Rourke, Ryan?
Just incredible work ethic, incredible human being. Everybody knows about I think his superpower is his ability to process and get the ball out and understand what everybody's doing on the field. Obviously, we feel very, very comfortable with him moving forward. So incredible human being, great quarterback. We need to give him the coaching and the player support around him so that he could get back to that 2022 form.
Absolutely. And Ryan, how do you think he'll perform with a much more clearer mind? Because it was such a strange situation this time around.
Yeah, we all do. I don't know any quarterback that could go on 4 NFL teams, learn 4 playbooks, come back to us on 4 days and play a game on the road. I mean, it's almost impossible. The fact that he was even able to do that is superhuman. So yeah, a full off season with a playbook that he's already accustomed to, and a situation where he's got a full training camp to get better with his teammates. I think he's going to be amazing.
Back to what you had to say about the head coach. That you're looking for somebody who, to some extent, can throw a little fear into the players. When you played, and I assumed you played football, were those the best coaches for you?
Yeah, I mean, and let me be totally honest. My playing career was about as long as that cup of coffee you're holding in your hand. So this is my experience as a executive and as a scout. So every coach does it their own way. There are successful ways to do it in a varying array of strategies here. But in my experience, there's the toughness factor, the accountability factor is always important in winning championships.
Just like our bosses here at Check TV. Ryan, this has been great, and we'll hope to get you on a fairly regular basis. We really appreciate it, and all the best.
Anytime, guys. My pleasure.